That's right. Got a juicy one today. Juicy one for the Solomon Project. I'm your host, Richard Burns, and you already know, because I'm sure you've seen this before. It's not how much you make. It's how much you keep that counts. What kind of people fall under that category where they're not keeping their money? Well, just take a look at the pop stars, the musicians, professional athletes, Hollywood stars, all these people making millions. Even some lottery winners that have, what have they won? They've won hundreds of millions. And where do they wind up? Bankrupt, broke. It really isn't how much you make. It's how much you keep. I'm going to prove that. Today, I'm going to prove that. And today, this video is one of those videos that under no circumstance you should miss out on. You should not miss out on this video. This one should go into your archives. Check it out. Check it out, party people in the place to be. All right, well, yeah. That's the odium. It kicked in. Sorry about that. But check this out, right? My nephew, JB, he's in the military. He's out there. He's somewhere in the world. Not sure where. But he's out there. He's overseas. What the heck? And he decided he was going to listen to his uncle, Richard Burns. I think he's a private. And I know the professor can chime in at any time and let me know what the average private makes in the military. Not a whole hell of a lot. But check this out, though. Not a whole hell of a lot. Check out. Oh, okay. So I think this is 1 year's worth of savings. $4,381.93. 97 cents, I'm sorry. 1 year of savings. Not making a whole hell of a lot, but look at this thing right here. Now you see, this sucker right here is impressive. What does that say? 28% return? 28% return? Are you sure he's in the military? Or is he a professional investor? Not even professionals make 28% average. Sweet baby. Gee. Not even the professionals. Professionals that are managing your 401k, 401k. Woo! My math teacher were here, I'd be in trouble. 401k. They underperform the average return of the S&P 500, which is 11%, approximately 11%. It might be a little less than that, like 10.9873679.5%. Say what? Yeah. Yo. But now, here's the mind-blowing part, right? That 28% is for the account. Which account is that? I think that's his account that... Yeah, that's his regular account. That's his individual account. But his IRA... No, that is his IRA. My apologies. 28%. But his other account, his individual account, woo! 70%? What are you, crazy? Listen, you go to a professional and you tell them you're making 70% return on your account. They're calling 911. They're going to ask for the paddy wagon to come through, strap you up, and take you to the loony farm. They're not going to believe it until he busts out his portfolio, and then they all got to shut up. But it's like that. That's my nephew, JB. Todavía. Whoa, dude's been here for 24 hours. They haven't unloaded him. That's what goes on in trucking. Take a look at this guy's face. Take a look at this family right here, okay? This is Earl, head of the household, Earl, with his 3 kids and his wife. I don't know what his wife is doing. His wife is just like being a turtle. She's just popping her head out. I don't know what the plan is, but nothing exciting about Earl, let me tell you. There's nothing exciting about Earl. Earl is a regular person. So there's nobody following Earl on social media. There's nobody following Earl anywhere. He's a regular person. Boring. Ain't nobody twerking to nothing he's saying. He ain't Sexy Red. He ain't Nicki Minaj. He ain't nobody special for whatever people define to be special. I know when I look in the mirror, I think I'm special. When I look in the mirror, I'm the superhero. I'm my own biggest fan. I'm not a fan to anybody bigger than me. Crazy. Cray cray, you might think. You might think cray cray. Did I put it here or did I put it there? I think I put it there. Let's go there. Want to go there with me? Let's go there. Let's go there because we're going to talk about Earl. We're going to talk about Earl. Earl the Pearl. Okay? Because he ain't nobody twerking to Earl. So let's go. Earl Crawley. That's his complete name. Earl Crawley. Now, Earl Crawley, a parking attendant from Baltimore. Baltimore's a rough city. Keep that in mind for what I'm about to read. Keep that in mind. Mr. Earl has worked as a parking attendant for 44 years at the same parking lot. What? Okay. Parking lot attendant. What do they make? What does a parking lot attendant make? You know where I'm going with this, right? Yeah, I think you do. He never made more than $12 per hour. He got 3 kids and a wife. He never earned more than $20,000 in a year. Yet, he has a net worth of over $500,000. Hold on a second. You got to let that sink in. You can't just like, huh? What did he say? Yeah, you better ask what I said. Because this is crazy. He never made more than $12 per hour. He has never earned more than $20,000 in a year. Yet he has a net worth over $500,000. You know what this is, right? This is an excuse killer. Write down below in the comment section what your favorite excuse is. Like, you only live once. Well, guess what? He's living once too, with $500,000. Let's dig a little deeper because Earl started working when he was young. At age 13, he got a job at a produce market to help pay the family bills. We're not talking about his wife and kids. We're talking about at home at 13. Okay? His mother took most of his income to help make ends meet, leaving her son with just a few cents out of every dollar. This forced savings plan was the start of a lifelong habit. There's something I hardly ever talk about. Well, I don't think I ever spoke about that. Habits. There's some bad habits out there, but there's some good ones too. And my man Earl developed a good habit. Mr. Earl says he was a slow learner. A slow learner? Hold on, I thought you had to be a genius to do this. He wasn't very good in school. He had dyslexia. Look it up, dyslexia. Dyslexia, you know, you misinterpret letters and flip things around, and it's tough for dyslexic people. So reading was a struggle. Growing up in the 1950s, I don't know, did you take a good look at Earl and his family? They were all black. Black in the 50s? There weren't a lot of opportunities for people in situations like his. He knew he was destined for a lifetime of low-wage jobs. So he decided he'd better save what little he earned. There goes that habit. He and his wife raised 3 children and sent them to Catholic school instead of public school, despite their meager budget. Do you understand? Do you understand that this man was making scraps? And he and his wife decided to put their children's safety and well-being above everything. Oh, one of the 3 columns. One of the 3 columns to our successful communities in the past: God, family, and business. There it is. So Mr. Earl took extra jobs in order to pay tuition for his kids. He made a sacrifice for the well-being of his kids, his family. Meanwhile, he started investing. What? Not like what Mr. Richard Burns is telling you to do, huh? Mr. Earl's investing habits started small. At first, he put his money into savings stamps and savings bonds. Ain't no returns in those things. He saved what might have seemed like meaningless amounts to other people. Really? Starting with pennies and moving up to dollars. For 15 years, he invested $25 each month into a mutual fund, and his balance grew. Hold on a second. AJ's investing $35 a week. $25 a month. By the end of the 1970s, his net worth was $25,000. Did I read that right? By the end of the 1970s, his net worth was $25,000. Does that sound like a lot to you? I don't know what $25,000 is. I don't know. It might be I don't know, maybe 50,000 today. I don't know. I got to use that calculator. You've seen it. You've seen the calculator and how it calculates. Okay. Eventually, Mr. Earl decided he wanted to, quote, play the stock market. Whoa. What are you talking about, Earl? That's what Richard Burns tells people to do. What are you doing, Earl? And not just to play the stock market, but to play the stock market himself. Oh, you want to manage your own? Earl, you better watch yourself. He began buying shares in blue chip companies like IBM and Caterpillar and Coca-Cola. By the way, you guys don't know about the helping hand. I'll put you on one of these days. He bought just a share or two at a time. Oh, just like what AJ does. But that wasn't enough. His first purchase was a single share of IBM in 1981. 1981, y'all. It's 2024. So he went from, I don't know, 25,000 in the 70s, late 70s, I think it said. I'm not gonna go back and check, but yeah, in the 70s, to $500,000. How did Earl become so savvy with money? It's not just because of his habits he developed when he was young. You see, his parking lot was in the middle of a financial district. Over time, he picked the brains of the folks who passed his way. He picked up tips on how to save and invest. Like AJ, like CJ, like JB, like Tony T, like Omar. Yes, everybody who's connected to me. Richard Burns. Here's a quote. I talked to everybody and listened to the advice everybody gave me. That's what he said. Because he had trouble reading, he made a point of listening. So he compensated for this handicap that he had. And he paid very close attention. He was listening. Today, Mr. Earl's stock portfolio is worth more than $500,000. He owns his home free and clear and has no debt. Listen, that was Earl. Or that is Earl. Earl ain't dead. That's Earl. Can we go back to the excuses again? See, Earl is an excuse killer. Raising 3 kids in Baltimore, he wasn't trying to let his kids go to public school. Baltimore is not a safe place. Not for the type of money he was making. Not for the type of location he had to live in. No, he didn't have money like that. He made a sacrifice for his family. Oh, one of the columns. Family. God-fearing couple, him and his wife. He's got the God column. He's got the family column. He didn't have the business column, so I guess even when you're missing the business column, you can still, well, you know what? I take that back. You got me. You got me. I take it back. Yes, he did have the business column. Just like Warren Buffett said, whenever he buys a share of a company, it's the same as buying the company itself. So yeah, he was in business. He was in business by way of his shares. I stand corrected. You guys are on point. Thank you for that. But there you have it. Earl is a major motivator for me, that's for sure. I don't know if he's a motivator for you after listening to the story, but I got at least one other story. And it's another excuse killer. I gotta ask Kitty if he's got any excuses, because if he does, I want to know what his excuse is. Yo, Kitty, what's your excuse, huh? You got one? Oh, hey, don't leave. Oh, don't forget that step. Don't forget that elbow. Good swing. Good job. Go ahead. Go ahead. Swing hard. Swing hard. Swing at that thing. Swing at that thing hard. Yeah, like that. Yep, I think that's it.